Okay, yay! My very first drawing tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how I draw eyes. I know it's not perfect because these are amateur, technically amateur drawings. Several things that teachers in the classroom will tell you not to do is not to draw with a mechanical pencil. They'll probably not want you to hold their pencil the way I do. And also I blend with my fingers, which everyone's always hated. But my fingers are like little frogs and they're always sweaty, so why not, you know? But anyways, here I'm drawing the tear duct and the bottom of the eye right there. It's just a little speed drawing. Now I'm gonna work on the iris. I don't think that my pupil was big enough in this part of the picture. I always have drawn my pupils very dilated. Also, the iris that I just drew, which was the colored part of your eye, it's not perfectly centered at the picture. It's not a perfect circle. Part of it is going to go up into the top where you can't see it behind the eyelid, as well as the bottom of the iris is also going to touch the very bottom of the eye, and maybe just go a little bit behind that bottom eyelid. And then usually I will outline the outer part of the iris so that it makes it pop a little bit more. Now I'm working on the shadow of the eye. There's always going to be a shadow underneath the eyelid. Most of that shadow is going to show more into the iris more than the whites, but there will be a slight shadow in the whites. It'll be more of a very, very light gray. And here I smudge it so it's not so harsh. I also smudge it around the outside of the iris, like all the way around, so it makes it gives it more definition. Now, the eyelashes are always really tricky when people are first learning to do them because they're not quite curved, like they just don't quite do what you think they would. You start and you actually curl like out towards the left or to your right, depending on which side of the eye you're on. So they don't go perfectly, they don't go straight up like everybody tends to think they do. And I'll give two swoops to give them more of a thickness. Now I'm working on the barbs around the pupil. The iris is a muscle, so it's going to have lines. I never actually went and added all of the lines like I was supposed to in this picture because I haven't drawn in a very long time. This is me kind of coming back from my hiatus of drawing, so I haven't really gone into depth with that part. But since your pupil grows and it shrinks, it's going to have those little pockets, and they're going to look like little barbs all the way around. Smudging around the white part to make it have that 3D look, as well as the what is it called? Oh, the tear duct. And now I'm showing the folds in the eyelid right here. And now I'm going to start on the eyebrow. Something my teachers constantly tell me is that I don't show enough contrast in my pictures, and now that I've truly now watching myself draw, I can see why they say that all the time. Now it's time to start on the nose, around the eye. Show that little pocket where your eye is sitting inside its socket. And the bags. Yes, everybody has bags, believe it or not. And now the bangs. Now many beginner artists, they'll tend to think that the hair is just straight lines, but it's not. The hair is actually sets in clumps, so you'll want to draw them as much thicker rather than just doing straight lines. I tend to kind of start up at the top a little bit fatter, and then I make them come down to a tip to make it look more three-dimensional. I don't draw every individual hair. And here I'm drawing the folds where the bangs start, where they separate from the rest of the hair. It'll be sort of like a part, I guess, is more like it. I'll just kind of show it laying over the eye and the eyebrow to give it that sense of realism. And now I'm showing more of the hair wrap around the face to frame it. Notice that none of the hair goes in the exact same direction. Some of it's folding over other patches, so it's okay if it's not completely perfect. I smudge it a little to make it look a little bit more 3D. Usually later I'll go back and like erase the highlights in the hair to show where the sun or the light, whichever it is, that's hitting the bangs. I know my hand's in the way. I actually drew this to the side and then I flipped the image so that you could see it from the front, so it would be less confusing. But, yeah, I tried really hard to keep my hand out of the way. Now I'm showing the marks in the hair, and then I'm going to add a few more lines here and there to give it more of a look. And there you have it, my very first drawing tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I'm also taking requests, so if there's anything that you want to learn or just want to see me draw it, let me know, okay?